Which celebrity makes the best tequila? Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Nick Jonas, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or Kendall Jenner? It's time for a blind tasting of celebrity tequilas with Mexico City tattoo artist Vanda Barbie.
No.
Tequila and booze expert Jeff Bradford.
And get the nuances of that barrel influence.
And tequila aficionados Drew and Dana.
I didn't like it when I bought it and tasted it. It's still sitting there, and I didn't like it today.
Number 4 shouldn't even be on the scale. It was a burning 0 mess.
Don't miss their reviews of 5 celebrity tequilas.
So I have a little printout of the 5 different celebrity tequilas we will be tasting next.
And is it like a blind test where we're supposed to see which ones we like?
It is a blind test,
my
as a matter of fact. So Kayla's going to be right back with
Seriously,
our little shot
Kendall
glasses.
Jenner has a freaking tequila?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
What does Kendall Jenner not have? Do you think you're going to like it? Let's make some bets.
She doesn't have me.
I have nothing against Kendall Jenner. I'm just saying that's come on. That's the epitome of
Oh,
that's authentic. When did trolling around the Mexican islands in a $300 billion yacht in a floss bikini, just out of curiosity, taking selfies, enable someone to make an authentic tequila? That's my only comment.
You know
if
what?
she's got a tequila
It
going,
works for her, so I don't know, but keep
that's
doing
because you
it,
play
Kendall.
both sides of every coin.
Keep doing it, Kendall.
I don't blame her. She's probably a lovely person. I've never met her. Right. I worked with Bruce Caitlin in the past, so I have zero issue. I'm not trying to be that person at all. I'm just saying I think that's like fairly silly. And there's other names on that
What's
list.
the first name on this list? Drew Plotkin?
Someone who I like very much.
He loves The Rock. Now, have you ever had The Rock's tequila?
I have.
Why?
Why? First of all, I will say this.
Ooh.
For years,
Thank you.
The Rock was a bona fide, genuine tequila fan, and he used to drink Don Julio Real. So much so, I used to say, and he'd be holding up this, it's a spectacular bottle. I've only bought one bottle of it, and it was like $400 or $500. That's why I've only bought one bottle. And he would always be toasting after a shoot something with Don Julio Real. And I remember in this office saying to people, it's crazy he doesn't have his own tequila because someone that mega is shouting out someone else's brand. But he was an authentic, genuine tequila drinker. He's a health and fitness guy, so it makes sense that, you know, if you're so concerned about your body for movies and stuff, you're going to be more of a tequila person. So I genuinely believe that he is a passionate tequila person. And again, I'm not knocking Kendall or anyone else. I'm just saying that I don't necessarily believe that other people who are coming out with celebrity alcohol brands are looking at it beyond someone pitching them and a manager or bringing them a deal and says, we can tie you to this.
That was a good save.
It's not a save,
Really
it's the
good
truth.
answer.
What about me?
Yes, you would be great for it.
Oh.
Vanda Tequila.
I want a tequila
Vanda
brand.
Vanda Tequila.
Vanda tattoo tequila.
A tattoo
Please.
tequila.
Do you want to
Mexican
read
tequila.
our viewers
Yes.
the different celebs that we're about to
All right.
taste
So
in
we
no
have
order?
Teremana from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who we spoke about a little bit. Lobos from LeBron James. And I knew he had something out. I wasn't even sure what it was. I didn't know if it was a whiskey, a tequila, anything. So that's going to be interesting. And I'll be upfront. I'm not like hating on Kylie in any way, nor Kendall, nor my male, female. I don't naturally see LeBron as a tequila guy. It doesn't. Maybe he is. Maybe he loves it beyond belief. Kendall Jenner, we spoke about. Michael Jordan. See, I find that weird because for years I watched Jordan drinking really nice scotches and smoking cigars. So I see, and he's a steak guy. He's done lots of things on big steaks, scotch, whiskey, cigars. That feels authentic to me. I'm not knocking it. He can do whatever he wants. It'll probably be successful. He's Jordan. That's great. I'm just saying from a natural fit authenticity, I don't associate Jordan with tequila.
Yeah,
What about the last one?
Nick Jonas, I have no clue other than that I know he's a singer of some type and that lots of millions of girls probably think he's
Nick
really
Jonas.
gorgeous.
You know what then?
That doesn't make sense
I
to
think
me.
you stereotype who should and should not be tequila drinkers because so far you picked one.
I'm not someone who buys a bottle because someone's name is on it. And I will say that the first time I drank Casamigos Añejo, I said, this is really good. And you know, it's been my staple of, you know, the $50 tequilas has been a staple repeatedly. And I've prove it, make it great. And I thought they did make a really good product for a good price. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I like it. It's good. It has a good taste to it.
Let's go in order, right? We don't know what they are. We had our producers in the back label them with certain numbers in the bottom. So I just want to make a note. We're not comparing these against the originals because it's hard to do, being that there are some additives. We're just comparing them against each other.
If we have two purple, because it doesn't matter the color.
Yeah, they're numbered on the bottom. So we'll start from left to right.
Okay, left to right.
Cheers, celebrity drink number 1 of 5.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Mm. Okay.
Huh. Does it feel like I know they're all the same temperature, but it feels cooler and lighter. Quite like it. Now I know why it's unfair to compare. They're so different.
So different.
So
I just
different.
noticed that Jeff was the only one who sniffed it and smelled it and looked at it for about 10 seconds while the three of us
sniffed
just
it.
Well, no, I'm
went
trying.
right to the lips.
Yeah.
He's smart.
That's true.
He's like, you can
didn't
tell
look.
who's the only grown up here is, because the three of us were like,
Oh no, I was smelling it. Oh, don't say us.
it's Dana and
why we
I.
love you.
Wait a minute. Dana and I are the bottom half. This is not
Yep.
good.
I know. I didn't look.
So again, a Blanco, and it right off the bat to me is just, it's sweet. And here's the thing: it's just my first time trying Blanco and 100% agave. I love this. It's sweet and it's. I'm not saying love this. I'm just saying I like this and I will drink this. But again, knowing what I do know, that's not what. That's where I come from. In
Well, do we even know if it's 100% agave though? We don't know because we don't know what it is yet.
So I don't know what that one is.
Yeah, it might not
It's
be.
not in
100%.
any order.
might
So
not. Yeah, I
on
mean-
the back of your page, let's just write down number 1 from a 1 to 5. How do
we
we
rate
rate
it?
it? Yeah, let's rate it. So if I'm thinking out loud too, my first sip was great, but I don't necessarily want to have a full drink of that.
All right, let's move on to the green one.
Green 1, drink 2.
It's already
Make sure
a-
you look at it, Drew. Otherwise, you're in trouble. Smell it. Ooh. Very different.
So again, we have this is very different.
Very different. Tastes like the green cup.
It tastes
That's
like low grade
probably not
panther
a-
piss. I
Yeah,
would
it's not a
drink
good thing.
this.
All right.
And,
2 is getting a 1
To my
for
man,
me.
The Rock, if I said that ultimately about your drink, I hope it's not because I love you to death. But
Yeah, I get some creaminess on the end. I feel like almost there's some barrel influence to that. It's not a Blanco.
Not a fan.
But again, totally different from what our palates have been drinking in terms of just Blanco straight. Because I know there's some Blanco or some Reposados in this.
I think I missed the Blanco straight.
I also say, look, I mean, it's what you like too. So
It's
if
what you
someone
like.
likes that, I'd say I'd serve it to you all day long. I mean,
Yeah.
if the guest's coming over, whatever, let's try the third one.
Congrats.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Oh my god.
What are some of your verbal notes on that, Jeff?
So again, I get
It was a
like
little
cooked for me, I immediately get a little bit of the like agave cooked, maybe a little bit of pepper.
yeah.
So like getting that little spiciness on it. So for me,
Yeah.
pepper, but
It is
I was going to use the word burnt. I know it's not the right word, but it sounds like when you're saying cooked.
Yeah.
I think you're using sophisticated ways of describing the flavor, and I'm just and I'm not even saying burnt's a bad thing. It just it was a little bit jarring after the prior ones, but
Yeah.
not in a bad way.
I didn't care for it.
No.
compared to this.
Yeah. So far, I liked the first purple glass the best of the 3, but I'm ready to try more. All right. Celeb number 4. Interesting. Did you try it?
I'm scared.
It's interesting.
No.
It's
You
not
don't,
great.
you don't look happy.
Yeah,
No.
I'm with you.
No, Jeff. No for you.
I'm with you. I want more out of this. Like I want it to scream like, okay, there's something there. I don't really get too much. It's kind of like it falls flat.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking right now of like, what is it? Like,
Yeah.
tell me what this is. I know it's tequila.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of hints.
This one's still burning too.
I didn't even
like
know
my
it was
lips.
tequila. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Strong,
honestly,
not good.
it could have been gin. I don't know. Didn't taste like gin, but I don't like gin. So when I taste something I don't like, I think of gin.
Drew, you better hope the rock is the first or the last glass because we didn't like any of the middle.
What's interesting is now I think, like, I underscored the first one. I think I should have gone a notch higher.
I gave up. I started putting X's. Agree.
Yeah,
Agree.
I think the first one I'm going to move
The
to
first
a 4.
one's the
because
best
when you-
compared to. All right, last but not least. Oh wait, I need a palate change because my lips are still on fire from the red cup.
That's good. I don't have an issue with that at all. I shouldn't be saying I don't want to influence. Jeff's probably like, this is...
Oh, I mean,
What do you think, Jeff?
I'm just trying to, because I know there's reposado. So when I smell this and I taste this, it kind of gives me some, like, there's some barrel influence to it. So, while I know we're trying blancos and reposados, in terms of, so I can get those characteristics on the nose. I get it, and a little bit of the taste.
I liked it, And if it's 818 from Kendall, then so be it. Then I'll have to, tell her that she is quite the master of tequila.
Well, I'm very opinionated and I have opinions on these.
You have opinions on everything.
Should we
So,
go
all right,
over?
should we flip over and find out what was what?
Well, she has to tell us what's what. Yeah,
Okay.
Kayla, come on in. You can speak into the mic.
Why don't we just go down and say what we scored each of them?
What did we score for one?
Well, what was one?
One was Michael Jordan.
Ooh.
Cincoro
I like it.
Hey.
So,
I know I
here's what's funny about that. And we were
Was it a
scoring.
blanco? It was a blanco, or it was a clear
Yes,
clear
it was.
bottle.
So we're scoring those on 1 to 5, right? Mm-hmm. So here's what's interesting, and people here at lunch have been to my house. I drink Cincoro. So it's fun. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and I buy Cincoro when it's on sale, or if I'm at Vaughn's and they do like 6-pack where you get the discount because it's expensive.
Yeah.
So I'll buy a bottle of that and then 4 bottles of cheap wine or 5 bottles of cheap wine. But I do like Cincoro. I get the añejo, but I thought it was well done. And,
He was a 5 out of 5 for me.
Here's what's interesting about this. I know we talked about highlands, lowlands. Cincoro actually does a blend of both. So
the reposado is a blend.
Is this a reposado? This is the clear blanco, right?
Reposado.
Oh, this is a reposado. But yeah, they take a mixture of the highlands and lowlands.
So it's like a blended Scotch almost.
Yeah. So
where
it's remember we talked about in terms of the sweetness and the mineral. So they actually
finds a nice balance.
they find a nice balance, and then they add it to the barrel, and then and create that. I liked it. I thought it was a really good one. And again, one of the things for Cincoro is it is it's expensive bottles.
Oh, geez, the bottle itself that it comes in has to cost more money than some of these. It's a beautiful, big, tall glass bottle. It's beautifully done. What did you think, Vanda?
I love that. I love. How do you say it?
Was it Cincoro or Cincoro?
Cincoro.
Cincoro?
Yeah.
You liked it?
Cincoro. I loved it.
That's 'cause
I
you're a
think
classy
that was
lady.
my
That's why.
Me
Yeah,
too.
it was-
You too.
All
Number
right.
one.
So number 2,
You guys had a strong reaction.
should we say number 2 what we gave it before she
Yeah,
says?
number 2, I rated a number 2.
Okay. What did you rate number 2?
I was gonna give it a number like a 4 out of all the ones that I
4 out of 5?
Yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah, I
Okay,
liked
good
it.
for you. That's,
I gave it 8 out of 10.
that's good. You started your own scale. We're doing 1 to 5, and you went up to 10, which is good.
So 4.
I gave it. I'm just being blunt. I could be probably way wrong. I gave it a 0. Watch, it'll be the Rocks one, but I didn't like it.
You're safe. It's 818 by Kendall Jenner.
Ooh. See, you were a hater before you tasted, and you're still a hater. At least you're true to yourself.
No, but I said when we did the thing, I'm like, it tastes like panther piss, is what I said at the time.
It was not good.
This is number 2. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
2 was oof. But this is a
I
this
don't
is
believe it's a Blanco.
yeah, I was gonna say this was because I wrote as soon as I smelt it, I knew it was like reposado. Like there was some barrel influence.
But did you like it or not like? Because you said
So-
I think we confused you because before you were saying you gave it a 4.
No, I thought we were talking about number 1. I'm sorry.
Got it,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I thought we were still talking about.
You're still
Cincoro.
wrong. That
Yeah.
deserved a 5.
So, yeah, it's still wrong.
There's no wrong or right. Hey,
But
if
number 2, I was thinking Blanco, and I was trying to look at obviously the color of it, couldn't really tell, but I could definitely tell there was some barrel influence to it. But I didn't really like it, and so I gave it a 2.
the good news is that Kendall's not going to have to sell her mansions or Ferraris based on our negative review of her tequila.
Young girls out there, beware
There's
before
that
you buy it.
spicy, There's that
Yeah.
spicy note at the end, like on the back end of it, but it has a long aftertaste, but it's sweet. You know, you get that vanilla.
Look. I mean, if someone was making me margaritas in a blender, pouring them on ice, again, there's a taste for everyone. And I give her a lot of credit
Let's let Kayla try it.
if she
I'm
blends.
a little afraid from what you guys have said.
I'm sure.
Kayla,
Look,
it's wonderful. Drink it. Would you buy that?
Not my
She needs
favorite.
a second.
No.
Not my favorite. I don't have any of the good ones to compare
But that's
it to.
not fair when you go, would you buy that?
Life isn't fair.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair.
I mean, that's not a fair
You
setup.
think
I'm a
that
Kendall
you think
Jenner
that
fan.
did it after our 2 minutes of bashing?
We didn't bash. I'm saying if she made a tequila that her and her friends genuinely like, I give her a lot of credit. And who cares what
Credit
people
given.
think? All right, moving on to number three.
Number three.
What score did you give 3, Dana?
3, I gave it 3. Middle of the road
Okay,
of all of them.
never picking sides. Jeff, what do you think about number 3?
Just think it's bland. Like it was low on the scale. It was
Yeah.
2.
I gave it a 2.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I didn't like it.
No.
This 3, I didn't like it. This is the
Oh, you're moving
worst.
on.
I
You're
didn't
moving
agree.
on. That's number 4, right?
It's number 4.
But number 3,
Number 3.
What was number 3? Is it The
No.
Rock?
No.
yeah. So no, but look,
oh, Drew's trying to steamroll over.
nope,
Hold
I'm
on.
going to call it the way
Give
it
him
is.
a moment.
I'm going to call it the way it is. I have a bottle that I bought about 2 months ago, the first one of his tequila. And if you go to my house and you see there's about that much gone, it's still sitting there because I didn't enjoy it. And I have a ton of respect, and I'm sure he loves it, and I think the brand's doing well, and a lot of people do love it. I didn't like it when I bought it and tasted it. It's still sitting there, and I didn't like it today.
So should he not run for president?
No, he absolutely should. He needs
Okay.
to. We need him.
So,
we
but
need
no
you.
tequila.
We need you, Rock. Listen, Dwayne, we need you, buddy, on all
Yeah,
levels.
I agree. We need you.
I think this is great. It's great for, again, you know, entry level tequila drinkers. They probably would like this. You know, for me, it was just sweet.
Yeah.
You know, and then it went into, you know, the alcohol to it. But 2 for me.
But I call it like I see it. What can I say? Number 4? Let's say what we got. Go
Number
ahead.
4 shouldn't even be on the scale. I'm so sorry. I had to drink like 3 swigs of water after just to
didn't like
attempt
it.
to get the taste and the feel out. It was a burning 0 mess.
I wrote, you know, this again. We were talking about blind. I just wrote this one down just to see if I can get it right. I was like, this has to be the Villa one. Is it or no? Yeah.
The
Which one?
Nick Jonas, Philo One.
Because originally I
Yeah.
thought we were gonna
Yeah.
go. You're gonna like Jeff, you know, like try
Someone
these
who
and try.
used to have Nick Jonas on their wall. I'm very sad about this.
Yeah. Do you want to try this, Kayla?
This
Someone
is the one that I'd be
step into the
most
camera too.
interested
Come.
in.
So the-
Okay.
Someone who likes Nick Jonas.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
and so when I again for
I'd
me,
only drink it if he was with me.
Or out of his belly button is what you
There we
mean.
go. There we go. But
Hey.
yeah, I liked 818 better.
Really? So I gave it a 0/1, 0
Me
to
too.
1, which
Yeah.
puts it right about 818. But again, I'm glad that we're doing this, and it doesn't mean that we're geniuses by any means. But look at the 2 tequilas that nobody here liked, which was the ones that clearly
Huge.
were marketed by people who are not tequila people and have zero natural, authentic connection to it. And I give Jordan a lot of credit on what they
Yes.
did and put together. But look, here's a guy who drinks Macallan 25 that is out of the range most of us, you know, will ever. I think I got a taste of it once in my life, a small taste. You know, Jordan goes through cases of that and is smoking the best Cuban cigars, so he understands high-end quality. He's not going to, even if he doesn't have a background in tequila, he's not going to get into something where it's not going to be detailed and thought after. It's not a marketing plug.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Nick Jonas one, and I'm sorry, Kendall, but I feel like the Kendall Jenner one are just marketing plugs.
when I taste that, you know, I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
what were they trying to do? Because it falls flat for me on both aroma and both.
Maybe they're trying to carve a new taste. Again, if you're trying to do something that tasted like a good tequila, you went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Number 5, what did you score it?
Number 5 was close to the best. I still like number 1. This was 4 out of 5 for me.
Yep.
My second favorite.
I gave number 5 a 4, which was the same. I gave number 1 and number 5. I gave them both a 4, which meant they were my 2 top favorites. And
Now, was this a reposado? Was it
I
darker?
believe so.
Yeah.
Lobos by LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yeah, and those are the things when you smell, like if you were to smell 2 and 5 right now compared to, I know we were talking about Blancos a lot, but you can understand and get the nuances of that barrel influence, you know what I mean? And what I love about what we're trying, Lobos, right, 1707, is, I mean, they're using sherry casks.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a whiskey fan.
Yeah.
So, and I love a whiskey in sherry cask. So immediately when I tried that, I was like, it picked up on it, and I was like, I love
Yeah.
this. My palate loves this.
But think again about LeBron James, and again, I don't know him personally, but my view of him is he's a class guy. He puts 110% into everything he does. You know, he doesn't have a sneaker that's not top rate. He doesn't have a game where he's not 1,000%. His conditioning, his everything he does. So I think those things transfer over in life. And when you get a little older, you have a little bit more wisdom. Yeah. So it's not unrealistic that, you know, the two younger kids, you know, Jenner and Nick Jonas are, you know, then I don't blame them. I would do it too. Hey, if someone would give me money to put my name on a tequila, great. But I think that what it shows is that Michael Jordan and LeBron are mature, wiser, and people who have become accustomed to really good things, quality, especially when it's associated with them and their brand. And I think they did that again here with tequila.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. And the other thing I would like to comment on is the team that surrounded them with, you know, like you talked about, you know, Michael Jordan surrounded himself with other, you know, owners, you know, with the Lobos, you know, LeBron James, he brought in D. Sims, you know, as the CEO of this brand.
Yeah.
She's a boss in her own right mind. When you talk about, she was running Combs Wine and Spirits, you know, back in the early 2000s. So she knows what's going on in the industry, and they're gonna, you know, they know what they need to do to sell tequila, and then talk about Diego, who's, again, you know, you look at that team, Diego, D. Sims, LeBron James. I mean, they're gonna do some solid things, you know, not both financially, you know, both from a cultural perspective, bringing, you know, Diego being the foundation of that brand. But that's kind of how I look at it in terms of, you know, all these, you know, that we tried was the team that's surrounded.
Yeah. Well, this is probably the most enjoyable podcast I've done. I don't know if anyone's still watching. I mean, but I'm happy. I feel good.
Well, if I go to the club, I'll order Kendall Jenner. And if I spend the day in a fancy, you know, pool, I'll order Michael Jordan.
Good
yeah,
for you.
Michael Jordan.
Michael
Delivered.
Jordan
Across
surprised
the
me.
board.
But everything he touches is steakhouse.
Yeah.
He's just, you know.
Let's trust him, always. So according to this, if you're unaware of what tequilas are good, choose an athlete over a celeb.
An athlete over a social media star or
Yeah.
a singer.
Yeah.
Right.